Have you ever felt scattered? Like 1,000 tiny demands are pulling you in different directions, leaving you breathless and strangely empty, even when you're doing things. It's a feeling I know intimately. It's the feeling of a life fragmented, chipped away at by a relentless tide of interruptions. Think back to the last time you truly felt present. Not just physically in a moment, but completely absorbed, fully engaged. Was it yesterday? Last week? Last month? Or does it feel like a distant memory, obscured by a haze of notifications, emails, and the constant urge to respond? We live in an age that glorifies busy. We wear our overscheduled lives like badges of honor. We brag about how little sleep we get, how many tasks we juggle. But what if I told you this isn't strength? What if it's a slow, insidious form of self-sabotage? It starts small, doesn't it? A quick check of email during dinner. A text message answered while walking with a friend. A work call taken on a Saturday morning. Each one feels insignificant. Just one little thing, we tell ourselves. It won't hurt, but those little things, they accumulate. They weave themselves into the fabric of our lives, slowly unraveling the threads of joy, connection, and meaning. Imagine a beautiful stained glass window. Each piece of glass represents a moment in your life, a conversation with a loved one, a quiet moment of reflection, a shared experience with your children. Now imagine someone chipping away at that window, piece by piece. Each chip seems small, almost unnoticeable. But over time, the window becomes fractured, its beauty diminished, its story incomplete. That, my friends, is what constant interruption does to a life. I've been researching this phenomenon for years, and the data is startling. It's not just a feeling, it's a measurable loss. In one study, parents visiting a science museum were divided into two groups. One group was encouraged to use their phones as much as possible, the other to minimize phone use. The results were profound. The parents who were constantly checking their phones reported that the experience with their children felt less meaningful. They felt lonelier. Think about that. Surrounded by their children, yet feeling more isolated because of a device in their hand. Another study took tourists visiting a historic church and asked some to document their experience with their phones. A week later, those tourists remembered significantly fewer details. Their memories were diluted, fragmented, lost in the digital noise. It's as if the act of constantly documenting prevented them from truly experiencing the moment. And it's not just personal lives that suffer. My research shows a clear correlation between constant connectivity and decreased engagement at work. Employees who are perpetually on spend less time nurturing relationships with colleagues and family, and more time navigating the relentless demands of their inbox. They become reactive, constantly firefighting instead of proactive and creative. The cost to organizations is staggering. Depression, often fueled by the stress and burnout of this always-on culture, leads to an estimated 32 days of lost productivity per employee per year. 32 days. That's more than a month of potential innovation, collaboration, and genuine human connection, lost to a system that prioritizes responsiveness over well-being. I'm not immune to this, not at all. I've fallen into this trap countless times. Just recently, I found myself responding to a client's email during my first child's first ultrasound. The client was happy, yes, but I was filled with a quiet, gnawing guilt. I was present in body, but absent in spirit. That image, that moment, subtly diminished by a work obligation. It's a sobering realization, isn't it? We're trading precious, irreplaceable moments for the illusion of control, for the fleeting satisfaction of checking one more thing off our list. We're sacrificing depth for breadth, connection for convenience. But here's the good news: we can change this. We can reclaim our time, rebuild our focus, and rediscover the joy of being truly present. And the change doesn't require a grand gesture or a radical overhaul of our lives. It begins with small, intentional steps. The first step is to redefine what rest means to us. When you hear the word rest, what comes to mind? A beach vacation, a lazy Sunday morning. It sounds idyllic, doesn't it? But for many of us, the moment we think about rest, a wave of anxiety washes over us. We worry about falling behind, about letting people down, about being perceived as unproductive. We've been conditioned to believe that our worth is tied to our output, that our value is measured by how much we accomplish. But rest isn't the opposite of productivity, it's a prerequisite for it. It's the fertile ground from which creativity, innovation, and genuine connection spring. So how do we begin to truly rest? How do we break free from the cycle of constant doing? Start by treating your upcoming weekend like a vacation. Seriously, on Friday afternoon, before you shut down your computer, write down a plan for how you would behave if you were actually on holiday. What would you do? Who would you spend time with? What would bring you joy? Maybe it's cooking a special meal with your partner. Maybe it's visiting a local museum or art gallery. Maybe it's simply taking a long walk in nature without your phone. The plan doesn't have to be expensive or elaborate. It just needs to be intentional. It needs to be a deliberate act of self-care. The second step is to establish clear boundaries. Stop saying, "I'm out of the office, but feel free to Slack me anytime." Start saying, "I'm offline. Call me only if it's truly urgent." This isn't about being difficult or uncooperative. It's about respecting your own time and energy. It's about communicating your needs clearly and confidently. And this is where teamwork comes in. Work with your colleagues to create a culture that values personal time. Set team goals for disconnection. Do it publicly. Track your progress. Hold each other accountable. These goals could be as simple as, "I will not check email between 6 and 8 p.m., or "I will have dinner with my family 4 nights a week," or "I will take a midday walk phone-free." Check in with each other regularly, offer support, and celebrate successes. If someone is struggling to meet their goals, work together to find solutions. Maybe they need help delegating tasks, or maybe they need to renegotiate deadlines. The key is to create a supportive environment where everyone feels empowered to prioritize their well-being. Finally, learn to negotiate for time. In business school, we spend hours teaching students how to negotiate for salary, but we rarely discuss the importance of negotiating for time. This is a critical skill. What does it look like in practice? If a client asks for a deliverable on Monday morning, politely ask for an extension until Tuesday afternoon. Explain that you need time to recharge and deliver your best work. Don't worry about appearing less committed. In fact, my research shows that employees who proactively ask for more time are often seen as more professional and dedicated. They're demonstrating that they value quality over speed, that they're committed to delivering exceptional results, and that they respect their own well-being. This isn't weakness, it's strength. These are small changes, yes, but they are powerful changes. They are the building blocks of a more balanced, more meaningful, and more fulfilling life. Once you experience the profound impact of these changes, you'll feel empowered to demand that others respect your time, and you might even inspire them to reclaim their own fractured moments. Think about the legacy you want to leave. Do you want to be remembered as someone who was always busy, always stressed, always on? Or do you want to be remembered as someone who lived fully, who cherished their relationships, who made time for the things that truly mattered? The choice is yours. The time to reclaim your life is now. Don't let another moment slip away, lost in the noise and the distractions. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a life where you are truly present, fully engaged, and deeply connected. A life where you savor every moment, and where every moment is savored in return. It's not just about managing your time, it's about protecting your life. It's about recognizing that your time is your most valuable asset, and that you deserve to spend it in ways that nourish your soul and bring you joy. It's about remembering that you are more than just a worker, a producer, a cog in the machine. You are a human being, deserving of rest, connection, and a life filled with meaning. So breathe deeply. Disconnect intentionally. Reclaim your time. Reclaim your life. And remember, the most important thing is not how much you do, but how you be.